Is it?
Yeah, there's two. There's a whole pile of tadpoles.
Sure is.
Where'd they all go? I don't see them. Oh, I see them. They blend in with the sticks.
Yeah, they do. Tadpoles all in here. Are they moving?
Yeah, they just stay where they are. Until and then they head to another place. And here's one. There's a whole pile over here.
Oh, I see them moving. It's Megan again. Welcome back. Glad you're here today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more stuff like this. So today we're sowing what is known around here as a salad patch. That's not salad, that's S-A-L-E-T, I think is how it may be spelled. It's got a T on the end of it. That's what we've always called it. Everybody around here calls it a salad patch, which is just a good mixture of your different greens and stuff. So we're going to show you what we got here and what we're going to sow.
Yep, so like she said, today we're sowing our salad patch. Now these are a really small seed, so it doesn't take much at all to cover a decent sized area. And all that's in this bag here is mustard greens, turnips. Let's see, I think there's a white top turnip and a red turnip and some kale. That's it. That's what's known as a salad patch around here. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's got to be a regional term, because I've talked to other people who've gardened all their life, and you say something about a salad patch. Have you sowed your salad patch yet? And they're like, well, what? They have no clue what you're talking about. Well, then you ask them if they've sowed their greens or their turnips or something, then, oh, yeah, we've done that. But we've always called it a salad patch. We've got some extra seeds here, too, that we're going to add into it. These snowball turnips, and that's just your regular old Florida broadleaf mustard. There's some more snowball turnips, and then there's some type of red mustard green. But like I said, in this bag, they're already all mixed up. Right there's your seeds. And y'all, you can literally walk into like a farm and garden store around here and tell them you want a mixture of seeds to sow a salad patch, and they're gonna know what you're talking about. Like I said, it's a common thing around here. But I've honestly never heard any other gardener on YouTube talk about a salad patch. I've seen them plant their mustard greens and their turnips and all that, but nobody's ever called it a salad patch. You know, Jacob's over there still trying to catch these tadpoles. But only a small portion of this garden is going to be our salad patch. The rest is going to be the cover crop. And over the winter, we're going to overwinter this garden here with crimson clover, which I've got right here. I've got 10 pounds of it, and that should be more than enough to cover this garden. It's also a small seed, and it doesn't take much at all to cover a big area. But y'all, if you're not doing cover crops on your garden spots, I highly recommend it. You know, there's nothing worse than letting a piece of ground lay bare for a matter of time, especially over the winter, you know, because that soil's going to erode away, the sun's going to bake it. You need something growing in your soil all the time, and something such as clover here will fix nitrogen back into the soil, and you got that all that biomass you can turn under or till under when you get ready to do your garden in the spring. And there's just, you know, you need to be planting cover crops if you're not. Honestly, that's all I can say. But it's amazing how much they help out the soil life that you've got going on. But anyways, we're going to throw this out, and like I said, we're just going to be doing a small patch. And to cover this up, y'all, you don't even have to. I know I've got a lot of equipment down here, like the tiller behind the tractor, and then over here, once it's said and done, I've got the cultipacker behind that other tractor, which I'll run over it and sort of pack this seed into the ground. But you don't have to make it that complicated. I just use it because it's what we've got. You can literally take a raised bed, or just a small patch in your garden, or a small patch in your yard. Heck, even a patch in front of your house that you've got in a mulch bed or pine needles or whatever.
They're way too fat.
Just scatter you some seeds out and sort of rake them into the soil. And y'all, this stuff is so easy to grow. I mean, it's literally, you throw it out and that's it. Now you will, if you're in an area prone for deer, you're going to have to find a way to keep the deer out of it, because they will eat it. Matter of fact, a lot of people plant this for food plots. But I'm going to get to it here and see if we can't get this knocked out. Pan around and show the garden here. Y'all, this typically for springtime planting would not be, I would not, in my opinion, that all the debris and stuff that was on the garden is not chopped up enough. However, for a fall time garden, none of this stuff is really going to start coming back, because we're going into our cool months here. And so we don't have to worry too much about the what I call the trash that was on the garden. We don't have to worry about it being too dead and, gone. So anyways, we'll get these seeds slung out, and I'll show you what we use over here.
There he is. Oh.
Oh.
Where'd he go?
Mm-hmm. You got the... No. Where'd he go?
There he goes.
Where?
He's going over there. What is that, Jacob? Tell him what that is.
That's a tadpole with legs.
It's a frog growing its legs. We've never found one that's actually growing its legs.
Where'd he go?
So the good thing about a salad patch planted this time of year, as long as you don't get a big heavy snow that lays on it for days on end, which happened to us last year, but don't always happen around here. Y'all, I can get fresh greens all winter long. Now, I mean, I've had many a winters I can come down here and I can have fresh turnip greens, like I said, all winter. If I want turnip greens cooked for supper, I just come down here and get me a few. And, it's nice having fresh food in the winter months, because at that time we're eating our canned vegetables and different things like that, and that still just gives you a little freshness in your food, and that's eating seasonably, which we've talked about before, which I feel like is important. I mean, you shouldn't be eating red tomatoes in December, is what I'm trying to say. Something ain't right about that, and your body knows it, I think. But it's just nice to have something a little fresh to have to enjoy in those cold months.
So y'all, I got all my seeds in here. Like you say, this has not many seeds at all. However, this should cover one pass all the way down the edge of this garden. And a lot of the old timers around here would just put the seeds in a 5-gallon bucket with some, they'd mix it up with some fertilizer or something.
Did you catch one?
It's right here.
But they would mix these seeds in with some fertilizer. And because they're so small, and then, they go out here and sling them by hand and use that fertilizer as part of like a medium to help sling the seeds out. But nowadays we have spreaders, and so that's what we're going to use. But you have to barely crack it open, because like I said, they're so small, and if you don't watch out, you'll be dumped them all out in just a short period of time.
But yeah, you don't have to have that though.
Yeah, you don't have to. I can spread every one of these with my hand, no problem. Like I said, I just got it, so I use it. All right, y'all, so this is our crimson clover here. And I imagine this right here will be more than enough to sow what's left over here. And I've got some cowpeas left that I'm gonna sow back on top of this too. Now cowpeas will die once the frost hits them. So they've got about 1.5 months, maybe even 2 months, depending on, you know, how cold it gets to grow. And once frost hits, they'll be done. However, that's not gonna hurt anything, and it'll actually probably kind of help the clover because it'll shade out, because them cowpeas are gonna come up fast. And so they'll shade out the clover to where the direct sun's not burning down on it while we're still hot, because the clover is more of like a cool season type plant anyways. And then once the frost hits those cowpeas, they'll die back. This clover here will, you know, take off after that. And next spring, if things go right, before we do our garden, we should have a stand of clover about this tall, full of pretty red blooms. So we're gonna find out if we can do that or not. But that's another thing here, is that you'd have to keep a deer out of this clover, because the deer will flat eat it up. Now, this is one crop that a lot of people plant for food plots. And you know, the deer population is pretty heavy down here, so if we want our cover crop to actually work and do its job, we've got to keep a deer out of it. And so we'll be putting the fence back up around this garden here once it's all done, once we get done in here with the tractor and all. But anyways, here's the seed for the clover. And you can see it's a pretty small seed too. And there's actually a pumpkin seed in there. Check that out. I guess it's a pumpkin. Looks like a pumpkin seed. That's interesting. But anyways, we'll get this slung out, and then I'll run over it with this. Now I'm not gonna like scatter the soil over this. Now you could take if you were doing just a small patch at your house, take a rake and sort of scatter the dirt over top of the seeds. But that cultipacker right there will just mash down on top of the soil, and it'll mash those seeds into the ground, and they'll be ready to go.
What kind of seeds are those?
This is clover. Red clover. They're little, ain't they?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna come back down here and catch some tadpoles later?
Yeah. I can't believe I caught that one.
I know.
When am I gonna get one?
You will.
Mama.
What?
That tadpole just didn't move. Then I quickly got in it, and then it was, and I could barely see it because it was covered in mud. and then I dropped it, and then Maggie saw it, and I got it back up, and then I put it back in the water. Why does this mud look like a fish? This mud looks like a fish. That's the mouth. And that's the thing.
Y'all, so I said I had some cowpeas. Right here they are. And like I said, once it frosts, those will be done, but they can just stay there till next spring when we till everything under. But one thing I want to say about cover crops before we finish this video up, the way I look at it, y'all, you can spend a little bit of money now, because a lot of cover crop seeds are expensive. But you can spend a little bit of money and plant you a cover crop and keep that soil healthy. Or you can spend a whole lot of money on fertilizer to get something to grow in your dead soil. So it's gonna be one or the other. Especially if you do tillage. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that don't do tillage, that do no-till stuff, and you know, that's fine, but we still do tillage here, and doing it this way, you keep a pretty good, you know, you keep some good soil health to your soil here, doing it with cover crops and tilling them in and everything. You know, we don't like go out here and till the soil to death, but we do till it. And you know, I can't stress enough just how important it is to be doing cover crops. You really need to be doing it. So if you have a time slot in any time of year in your garden where you're not going to have something growing in it, you need to find you a good cover crop to put in it. And you know, there's warm season, cool season cover crops. There's nitrogen fixing cover crops. There's cover crops that add like a ton of biomass to your soil. So whatever types of problems you may have, you know, there's most likely a cover crop out there that'll kind of fix your problems in your soil. But anyways, we're gonna get these right here slung out, and then we'll show you running over them with the cultipacker there, and we'll have this garden right here wrapped up for the wintertime. It's gonna be done.
I don't even see those seeds. All the seeds that Daddy's planting are so small.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even see them. Is he even spitting out anything? Oh, I can. This is gonna be my tractor when I grow up.
That's right. So now he's just covering up the seeds. This thing just kind of gets them down in the dirt so they get full contact all the way around. You ain't got to have a tractor to do it, y'all. We just happen to have one. So anyways, salad patches in, cover crops are in. We're set for winter down here. I'll try to update y'all a little later on in the season, bring you down here and show you what it looks like. But for now, if you ever wondered when you heard somebody talk about a salad patch, now you know what that is. So, talk to y'all next time.